Here we are on the road again. Hi again, everybody, and welcome to our show. These are the outskirts of Woodstock, New Brunswick. We've pulled over here by the side of the road because we're trying to track down an unusual group of people who operate out of these parts. They call themselves the Woodstock Liars Club, and they have been wreaking havoc in the region. I've managed to track down the phone number of the club president.
Hello, Randy Leonard speaking.
Hello, Randy Leonard of the Woodstock Liars Club?
That's right.
Ah, great. Listen, this is Wayne Rostad on the road again. We're just outside of Woodstock. I'd love to come in town to meet you today.
Well, actually, there's an executive meeting at our offices later this morning.
Great. Where is it? And can I meet you there?
There's a 10-story office building at the corner of Beatty and Main, and we're on the top floor.
Beatty and Main, 10th floor. Okay, I'll see you in a few minutes. Yes, bye-bye. Beatty and Main. 10 stories, there's nothing here. The Liars Club. Now, the secret of a good search is not getting fooled twice. So we asked the truthful people of Woodstock where to find the Liars Club. There was an executive meeting, all right, but not in a 10-story office tower. It was on Randy Leonard's back deck. But this is the national office, the international office.
I know that we have rival clubs in the United States, and
As it turned out, Randy had called the meeting to talk about a recent membership drive with fellow liars Mac King and Mike Saunders, who now lives in British Columbia, but who comes home to Woodstock every summer. So, Randy, how many members do you actually have?
well, we won't stretch it into the millions, but I'm speaking executive here. We are the executive of the club, and the last count that I had in Canada was 95,000 members.
Yeah, I think he's a little under. I think it's pretty near a million.
We're running now several million, actually. We started out in Carleton County, but now it's worldwide.
Now tell me seriously, how many members do you have?
I guess basically you're looking at the entire club right here.
It might be small, but the Woodstock Liars Club has made some pretty big headlines. Their string of hoaxes began 10 years ago when they had some fun with a picture of a water bug.
Mac superimposed the picture of the water bug on the sidewalk in front of the Woodstock post office and had it blown up the size of, I'd say, a German Shepherd dog. And the Woodstock Liars Club was born.
Then there was the time somebody made off with old Stewball, a stuffed horse that formed the front end of a Woodstock lawn ornament.
We blamed the New Brunswick Roadkill Picnic Association. It's a rival group.
Hold it.
They're involved in it. I know
think
that.
they-
Back that up for me. You blamed the New Brunswick what?
Roadkill Picnic Association.
Picnic Association?
Yes.
That's wonderful. It is.
We've been to some
yeah.
of their big banquets.
Yeah.
You know, they have some lovely roasts.
Yeah.
Porcupine,
Porcupine, yeah.
skunk.
Woodchuck. Woodchuck is fabulous.
Now, none of these stories would have ever seen the light of day without some help. Well, they got it from the local newspaper, the Woodstock Bugle. Dwayne Cummings is a reporter and photographer with the Bugle. Every time the Liars Club is up to something, Dwayne isn't far behind.
We can track these guys because we know they're up to some amazing things. So we home in on them and find out where they're going to be, what they're up to, and we manage to be there in time.
They have, without a doubt, the best investigative reporting team in North America, and they just know when to show up.
Dwayne and the Bugle were right in there when the Liars Club pulled off their biggest prank. A front-page story reported that Mike Saunders had been taken hostage in British Columbia by a terrorist group called the Squamish Five.
I was chained to the wall in a cellar of an old potato shed.
Back in Woodstock, so the story goes, Mac and Randy came up with a desperate plan. It involved a case of beer and a Bigfoot, or Sasquatch.
There is a Sasquatch that lives in this area, and Mac and I felt that possibly we could lure this Sasquatch out of the woods with Moosehead beer, a favorite here in New Brunswick, and catch the Sasquatch and make a trade for Mike Saunders. The Bugle actually did catch the photograph of the Sasquatch running away with the beer, but we were never fast enough to apprehend him.
Mike was still held hostage. So what did Mac and Randy do? You guessed it. They came up with this outrageous rescue plan.
We rented a Hercules 130, loaded it up with several hundred bags of potatoes.
When we flew out, we had all the longitude, latitude, where he was, and everything we found out.
I could hear the Hercules, and it was only about 200 feet off the ground. I knew something was happening. I knew the rescue was underway.
So then we unloaded the potatoes on him. It's tough. We got him out of there.
And you want me to believe this?
Certainly, certainly.
I mean, you want me to believe this?
I would like it if you did. It really doesn't matter to me whether you do or not.
And what do you get out of this? What do you get out of lying?
Just
Fun,
a lot
yeah.
of fun.
Fun.
Yeah, just a lot of
It's
fun.
news that isn't sad or bad, or it isn't all this down, down, down. It's happy, it's fun, it's basically entertainment.
We have people stop you on the street, and they say, look, this is great. I get a big kick out of these stories.
The man who writes those stories gets a kick out of them, too.
We know how depressing the news can be. So we have a chance to lighten things up for the community, be it a good news story or a funny story like these. We take advantage of it.
Well, thank you very, very much.
It's been a pleasure, Wayne.
I sure
We had a
enjoyed
lot
that.
of fun.
Thanks, Wayne. Thanks a
Great
lot.
stories, man. Great stories.
And Wayne, look, don't forget, there is a report about a 100-foot lumberjack in this area, you know.
Oh, yes, yeah, much like your 10-story office
Yes,
building.
yes.
Thank you for all your stories.
Don't forget now, we warned you.
Keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Okay,
Good night, Wayne.
thanks for being so honest.
Bye.
I thought we'd have one last look at the St. John River before leaving Woodstock. And you know something? Just as I suspected, there isn't a single giant lumberjack to be found anywhere in these parts. We'll be back right after... right after this. Hi there.
What I tried is to get a guitar from every major maker of the past, from every different country.
Cleaning toilets is a lousy job, so I invented 2000 Flushes Blue to help you. It's loaded with detergents, cleans and deodorizes automatically, up to 4 months. Try my 2000 Flushes Blue or green. Cleans your toilet with every flush.
The Old El Paso Challenge. Who can pick up the most picante salsa per chip? Miss Pammy Jo Downing with Old El Paso thick and chunky picante salsa, or heavyweight contender Randall Tex Cobb with ordinary picante salsa?
You're toast, kid.
Ready, dip. Old El Paso thick and chunky's the clear winner. Ordinary picante salsa's thin and runny.
I was robbed.
For more dip per chip and more taste per bite,
I want a rematch.
it's thick and chunky picante salsa from Old El Paso, where taste runs wild.
Getting to be that time of year again. You know, keeping the outside outside and keeping the inside from going outside. For energy savings, there's no place like Home Hardware. On one side, you got warm, friendly advice. Hey, Petra, nice window. On the other side, you always get a great price.
Cut drafts with mono seal and strip tape, now $3.97.
Inside or outside, the folks at home are always on your side.
Home Hardware, home of the handyman.
Mono, mono, get the mono, mono, get the mono, mono. When the job to be done calls for number one, then you go and get the mono when when you put it in the gun. Get the mono, mono, get the mono, mono, get the mono, mono.
For a job that lasts, more people prefer mono around windows and doors, inside and out. And mold and mildew resistant mono for tub and tile. Get the job done with number one.
Mono, mono, get the mono, mono, get the mono, mono, get the mono.
It's a lousy job, so I invented 2000 Flushes Blue to help you. It's loaded with detergents, cleans and deodorizes automatically, up to 4 months. Try my 2000 Flushes Blue or green. Cleans your toilet with every flush.
This is just one of several guitars that I own. It's a Gibson acoustic. My father gave it to me 30 years ago. Well, our next story is about a man in Nova Scotia who also loves stringed instruments. As a matter of fact, he loves them so much, he has well over 200 of them.
I'll give you 3 for nothing. 1, 2, 3.
A first-year guitar and lute class at Dalhousie University in Halifax.
Just like a horse, you don't let it run away on you.
These students are not music majors, but in Professor Van Fekkelen's hands, they can still make some pretty sweet sounds. Karel Van Fekkelen is a native of Holland. He's been teaching at the university for 20 years now. Before that, he taught at the Royal Conservatory in Toronto. One day, a student came in with the only guitar he had, an old warped one that belonged to his great-great-grandfather.
I said, well, you know, I like that guitar because, you know, I like to hang it on the wall. So I proposed to him, I'll give you a student guitar. I'll get you one, and that's a good one, and you give me that guitar. He was very happy, and I was very happy. And that is when it started.
Karel restored that guitar and hung it on his wall. It was soon joined by a few more, and a few more. And before long, Karel was the proud owner of 220 instruments, most of them guitars, and most of them antiques.
What I tried is to get a guitar from every major maker of the past, from every different country.
Martin, Gibson.
Everything, yeah, everything.
Do you have a Stella? An old Stella guitar?
Yes, I even have a Stella
even
guitar.
A Stella?
The old Simpson Sears.
Everybody had a Stella. That's all
yes.
I could afford back in the 30s,
Yeah.
So from Stella, I mean, the bottom of the line.
Yeah.
No, you got cigar box guitars. That's even.
Boxes made out of a little ukulele made out of a cigar box, yeah.
Homemade.
Bought at the flea market. I really came home singing. I was so enthralled, you know, happy with it because it is so unique, you know. It's so it's beautiful.
You have instruments that princes played.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, instruments built specifically
for royalty and for counts and countesses, yeah.
Now these are all museum pieces, you call them.
Yeah.
And yet they're playable?
This particular one is very playable, yeah.
Ooh. Listen to that tone. It seems that every instrument in Karel's collection has a story to tell, and he loves to tell them.
A flamenco guitar by a famous Spanish maker, Don Antonio Torres. Now that instrument was loved and played so much that the fingerboard has 1/4 of an inch gullies in between the frets, completely worn away. You know,
Somebody's
he made nails, you know, that worked in there.
Former arrogant U-boat personnel stand meekly as they obey surrender instructions of the RCN.
Of all his treasures, the one with perhaps the most colorful story emerged from a German submarine. This U-boat surrendered off the south shore of Nova Scotia near the end of the Second World War.
And the captain apparently was a guitarist. And of all things he didn't want to leave behind was that guitar. And when you see the guitar, you can understand why not, because it's very beautiful made, you know, beautiful decoration on it. Very romantic and personal, a beautiful inlay and made from bird's eye maple. Ivory bindings around it.
It came to you via a submarine.
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. Cool. I'm the custodian of a very rare instrument collection. I feel a sense of history. I feel a sense of beauty. You know, I don't want to make it too mystic, you know, but I know that that some of these guitars have probably been played by 20, if not 25 different people in their life, you know.
Stay with us. Next, we go horse vaulting.
Want to win? Cash? And cars? Play Cash and Cars, the new instant lottery. Scratch to win up to 20 grand instantly. And with the bonus, collect the letters to spell cars. And win a Chrysler Concorde, Plymouth Laser, or Jeep Cherokee. 20 cars to be won. Cash and Cars. Scratch them before they're gone.
The Old El Paso Challenge. Who can pick up the most pecani salsa per chip? Miss Pammy Jo Downing with Old El Paso thick and chunky pecani salsa, or heavyweight contender Randall Tex Cobb with ordinary picante salsa?
You're toast, kid.
Ready, dip. Old El Paso thick and chunky's the clear winner. Ordinary pecani salsa's thin and runny.
I was robbed.
For more dip per chip and more taste per bite,
I want a rematch.
it's thick and chunky picante salsa from Old El Paso, where taste runs wild.
How much of this entree contains 1 gram of fat? Nope. Try this much. Smart Ones from Weight Watchers, the only line of entrees with 1 gram of fat per serving. Smart Ones, taste you can count on.
Mississippi mud pie. Double fudge cake, give me strength. Oh, strawberry shortcake a la mode.
New Sweet Celebrations, single-serve desserts under 200 calories from Weight Watchers.
What a sweet surprise.
I guess the rush is on to Seniors Day at Shoppers Drug Mart.
Well, it's no wonder. All seniors and accompanied family members get a 15% discount on their purchases.
And there are free gifts, prizes, and in-store specials.
Do you think we're old enough to get in on this?
Every senior receives the 1994 Keep Smiling calendar. Plus, in every store, 10 lucky seniors will win a Kodak 35mm camera kit.
Woo!
I'd like to try that.
You're on your own.
It's a real horse.
Go behind the scenes.
We started out the first couple of seasons with paper mache ones.
With the CBC Fall Preview.
Get that on film.
That's so cool.
You'll get the lowdown on what's coming up right from your favorite stars. Sunday at 8.
A look at the leader of the most violent cult in Canadian history.
One woman was nailed into a tree.
Rockterrio's legacy of terror. Man Alive with Arthur Kent.
Join me for a new season of Man Alive, Wednesday, October 6th at 7:30.
There we go. You know, I have spent a lot of time around horses and seen a lot of saddles, but until now, I've never seen one quite like this. Actually, it's not really a saddle. It's called a vaulting girth. Just 2 handles, a strap, and a blanket. But in the right hands, it makes for some pretty impressive riding. These kids may look as if they're auditioning for a circus act, but in actual fact, they're practicing a sport called vaulting. It had its beginning back in the days of the Roman Empire, when soldiers used exercises like these to improve their riding agility. Today, vaulting is an established sport in Europe, is popular in the United States, and is just catching on here in Canada.
Tanya?
At Lockhandy Stables, the vaulting lessons always begin here.
Nice and high.
This is Artie, the artificial horse, and he's a lot easier to ride than the real thing.
Watch those toes.
First up is Tanya Henning. She warms up with the 6 compulsory figures that vaulters must do at the start of each routine. It's also a good time to check technique.
Okay, and push away.
The school offers regular riding courses as well, but more and more of the students are choosing vaulting.
Tanya, that was really, really good height with your scissors.
Monitoring Tanya's progress is Janet Chisholm, the woman who introduced the sport to this area of Ontario.
Okay, so we don't want to call you Arden's banana toes, right? Okay, so good.
When Janet took over Lockhandy Stables 5 years ago, she fulfilled a lifelong ambition.
Good. Point the toes, arms a little higher. As a kid in England, my one dream was to own my own horse one day. Good. And I didn't achieve that until I was past 21, let's say.
That's better, Chris.
Keep your vision up.
Now, you might wonder why students should learn to vault before they learn to ride.
If you are at all interested in going on into riding, it's a great way to start because it gives you a lot of balance on the horse.
Yeah, right cheekbone, toes pointed, good, arm out.
Janet and her daughter Jennifer work together as a team. They stand in the center of the ring, controlling the horse's pace, so the rider is free to concentrate on the exercises.
They get a great satisfaction as they advance through the various movements.
Good boy.
That they have achieved something. And we can produce that feeling almost immediately.
It makes you more confident for riding and helps your balance.
What do your friends think of the fact that you do this?
They think I'm crazy, but...
Would you like to see the sport grow bigger and bigger?
Yeah, I'd like to see it be Olympic sport.
Ooh, you may be Olympic bound?
It would be nice.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Hold on tight. We're going to canter, okay? Arms out.
Megan Holtz is riding a horse called Candy.
Head up.
She's been vaulting less than a year, and she's making great strides.
Okay, try your flag.
Well, Megan has Down syndrome, and this does not negate her ability to perform on a horse whatsoever. And she really is enthusiastic. She has her exercises down pat.
Okay, arms out to the side, Megan.
Megan's instructors, Deanna Donne and Araldo Campagnola, are competition class vaulters.
World. Look up. Good girl.
But here, their
On your
main
toes.
concern with students isn't competition, it's safety.
Keep going.
We have not, and I shouldn't tempt fate, had a serious problem with any injuries.
You're going to jump off to me. Good. Okay, now stand.
We have bumps and bruises, but our emphasis is really on safety.
Okay, give me your hands. You're just going to jump. 1, 2, 3, jump. All right, good girl.
Now, can anyone learn to vault?
Yes.
I mean anyone.
Anyone.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
Yes, hold on. Point the toe.
Easy, Lincoln. What do you think, kid?
Point your toe. Yes. Concentrate on what you're doing. Good boy. Watch your hands.
Kean White is only 10 years old, but he's right at home aboard Lincoln. He's one of Janet's most promising students.
Keep your head up with your transfer. Good boy.
He's very determined, and he rides as well as he vaults, and he has really progressed fast. He has been concentrated vaulting for less than a year.
Good boy. Keep going.
He can go world class. He keeps working as he is.
Keep your upper body up.
It's just marvelous. It just is a great feeling to see them achieve. It's really good.
Oh! Thank you.